The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, UNU Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Tax the rich, feed the poor, tell there are no rich no more.
Welcome to Pot Talk, everybody. I'm Jim, and Paul's away for the night. We do have two special guests with us tonight. We have Donald Wisman from All Aboard, and Chad Lipscomb, also known as the Bama Boy, from Alabama.
And Jimmy, it's always a pleasure, buddy, to come on here and help you on the show, Pot Talk, politically offensive talk. And I just want everybody out there to know that we did make Jimmy Bell and Paul Daniels a Facebook group. It's called Pot Talk with Jimmy Bell and Paul Daniels. If anybody'd like to join Jimmy's group, just search it up on Facebook. It's, like I said, it's the name of the show, Pot Talk with Jimmy Bell and Paul Daniels.
And also listen in on iTunes, the Pot Talk at 8 p.m. on Thursday nights, Eastern Standard Time. We'll be right here with Jimmy.
And Jimmy, I just, I know this is your show, but if you don't mind, Jimmy, I just want to ask you, I want to start off by asking you, have you heard any of this crazy crap that Steve Bannon, the former White House chief strategist, has been slamming? You know, he's been slamming our president and his family in this upcoming book that this guy's writing. Have you heard about this, Jimmy?
Yeah, I have. I think he's just mad because he lost the Alabama race, and he looks like an idiot right now. Now he's lashing out at Trump's kids.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy, but Trump, he tweeted back at Steve Bannon, and he said he was a loser, and he's lost his friggin' mind. I mean, that's basically what he said, you guys.
Yeah, he not only lost his job, he lost his mind.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of Steve Bannons that live in this country, Jimmy and Chad, if you know what I mean. There's when somebody gets mad at you, that's the first thing they're going to do. They're going to talk about you, brother.
They lash back.
Lash back, you're absolutely correct. What about you, Chad? What do you think about old Steve Bannon?
Yeah, I'm with Jimmy. I think he lost his mind as far as being that he thought he was going to win this Senate race down here in Alabama and everything, and people do that as far as when they get mad and everything, they lose their job and stuff like that. I mean, and that's uncalled for. I mean, you do something, and then you got to pay the price.
I thought they were friends, though. You know, Steve Bannon and Donald Trump before this stuff. I mean, you shouldn't go around talking about your friends like that, man.
That's right.
Yeah, they're both out of line, but like I said, Bannon started it with this book thing.
Now, Jimmy, Steve Bannon, didn't he used to host like the Breitbart show, the news show, or something like that?
He worked for Breitbart. Now I think he's the chief editor or something for Breitbart.
Well, he sure ain't going to help our president anymore, is he?
No, he apologized last night, guys.
I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, he apologized. Trump did say something. He called him a good guy.
Well, I don't think he's a very good guy. But anyway, did you guys hear about Eric Holder? There's another one going around talking about our president. You guys remember Eric Holder, don't you? Or I think
Mr. Fast and Furious. That's him.
Well, he I guess he attended the swearing-in ceremony for old Doug Jones down there from Alabama, and as Holder was exiting the ceremony, he told the reporters that the Justice Department leaders should push back against President Trump. And you guys, I just don't think he should be saying things like that. I mean, he's the what was he, the department? He was
Attorney General.
Attorney General. Now, it's time for him. You guys, his term is over. Why is he still trying to tell the DOJ to push back against a current sitting president? I don't get these people.
Obama bad-mouthing Donald Trump. You know what I mean? They just did poor sports.
Jimmy and Chad, no, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it, though, you guys. I mean, no other administration has done this in the past. That last administration was a horrible administration, you guys. That's all I can say about that.
Right, which is why they're probably fighting back, because they're so embarrassed for what a stupid agenda they had.
Yeah, you ain't whistling Dixie there, brother. They did have a very. I don't even think. What did they actually accomplish the whole 8 years Obama was in the White House? What did they actually accomplish, Jimmy?
They got a lot more poor people on the dole. Not much.
The only thing that Obama accomplished was the Hezbollah movement.
Well,
That's all he accomplished.
Tell us a little bit about the Hezbollah movement. I mean, I'm pretty interested in that.
Well, it started back in 1979. Then back in '83 is actually when it really started occurring with the Hezbollah group out of
Like Syria or somewhere like that.
It was Libya. No, it wasn't Libya. It was
Lebanon.
Lebanon. That's exactly right. Thank you, Jimmy. Anyway, and that's when they hit that Marine base over in Lebanon. And then from then on, it's been going. They've been getting billions of dollars a year.
What is
their movement?
Is it a terrorist organization just like ISIS or something?
They are, and and we've kind of discussed this a little bit on our Tuesday night talk from all aboard, and it came through that that Obama spent $114 billion, and plus we brought drugs back into the United States. But what about the other $43 billion that was sent to Iran? Got me? That all goes to fund Hezbollah. It doesn't go to actually fund Iran and their people. That's why the people in Iran are fighting back against their own government.
I'm tired of all this foreign aid. What about you, Jimmy? I'm just tired of all the foreign aid. We got to take care of Americans first.
It's just way too much, and we need it more than they do.
Yes, Jimmy. I mean, we need to take care of our people. Our people come first, you guys. And you guys, can you even believe this? That the Palestinians are mad at us right now because our president might withhold future aid payments because the Palestinians are unwilling to, to talk peace with Israel. They think it's blackmail. I think it's funny. I really do.
Not only that, but the money we're paying them, they're paying their terrorists, the family and everything, but people that kill Jews.
I heard about that, Jimmy.
Why, and we're paying them for that.
So we're actually paying the families of the terrorists.
What is it, Jimmy? Is it like $62 million a year? Or
I thought it was more than that.
Wait, explain that a little bit more, Jimmy, about how we're paying the families of the terrorists.
They're paying the families of the people that kill Jews. Every family that's a terrorist or a terrorist that dies, they're paying their families.
Our country is.
The Palestinians are paying Palestinians.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And they're getting the money from the U.S.
I gotcha. Well, that is horrible, Jimmy. I mean, I heard something about it. I heard something about it, but coming from you, now I actually believe this. I mean, that's sickening. That's basically paying somebody to go out here and kill people, man.
Exactly what the Netanyahu said.
That's sick. That's
exactly right.
Well, thank you, Jimmy, for filling me in on that. I appreciate that, man. I mean, I didn't know that. I really didn't. And thank you. I appreciate it, man. I guess you guys has heard about.
Hey, Donald, what do you and Jimmy think of what's happened in the last 48 hours about the FBI turning all the information over to the Congress about the emails with Clinton and Abedin, what's her name?
Huma Abedin or whatever her name is.
Yeah, Huma.
Yeah.
I think they should have done it. I think they should have done it before the election. I really don't even like saying her name, the Hillary name, but I think she already should have been in prison. I think
exactly. She's gonna go, I believe.
You think she will, Jimmy?
Yeah, I think she. Before this is all said and done, she's going to prison.
So what do you think's taking them so long, Jimmy? I mean, why is it taking them so long?
Because they got the deep state that won't do any investigation into her. Look at the ones that they made into the stroke there. He hates Donald Trump. He wants an insurance policy to make sure he doesn't get in. This is the guy that was investigating Hillary Clinton.
Now, are you talking about Mueller or somebody else now?
Stroke,
okay.
He's the one that changed grossly negligent to extremely careless.
Well, I think it's taken way too long, you guys. And when they do bring them down, I hope more than one of them go down.
Oh, they should be.
I think there was a
like
whole
I
lot
said,
more
she should have
people
went down
involved.
for Benghazi. It should probably end up going down for the Uranium One deal.
Well, Jimmy, you get a job working with the
Exactly.
government. And see what happens to you if you just do one little thing bad. Jimmy, you would have already been in jail. You or Chad would have been.
Right.
I mean, well, go back to that guy that was on the Navy ship that took just 5 photos. He's in jail right now.
Well, the Clintons, I guess, I think one of their little houses was on fire or something yesterday, I heard, but that's probably another insurance job. I mean, they're so desperate for money. You know, I don't put anything past the Clintons, you guys. I really don't.
Neither do I.
And I'm glad she's not president. I can say that.
Donald, Jimmy and I was talking about this a while ago before we started the show and everything. But you know what's so ironic is, like Jimmy said, I thought the servers were in the room or bathroom or something. I'm like, no, I mean, yeah, the servers were supposed to be in the room or the bathroom. And this shady, guy keeping up with all the servers and everything that, they're burning papers or something. I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy or anything.
Well,
like
she
that,
did have something like 800 files that were missing. Maybe that's what she's burning.
Right. Maybe it was.
I don't put anything past the Clintons or the Obamas or the Loretta Lynches or the Podestas or this James
Eric Holder.
Eric Holder, there you go. Yeah, we just talked about him. I think the whole administration was corrupt, you guys. The whole 8 years, I think it was corrupt.
Oh yeah, it was. And another good thing, I even told Jimmy this. Being that the FBI, DOJ, whatever you want to call them, turned that stuff over to Congress last night, before 12 p.m. this morning. Any documents that were turned over, all them emails, the people like Alvadine, whatever her name is, Lisa Page. And
that's Anthony Weiner's wife, right? I don't know if she's still married.
That is correct, Donald.
Okay.
They cannot plead the fifth. They're going to have to go up underneath the oath.
Well,
Congress.
I know all this investigation into our president. I know it's just a waste of taxpayer money when they should be going after the real criminals, just like Jimmy said earlier, and you. Yes, I do hope they go to prison. They should have already been in prison. But this DACA thing, you guys, it's back in the news again. I guess our president is going to try to use this DACA deal, this Dreamer, or what is it? It's the Dreamer Act. It's DACA. You guys have heard about it. And
yep.
Trump is going to try to use this as a bargaining tool to get our wall built. Now, you guys, I don't know if you heard, but Elizabeth Warren, now she's back. She's talking about DACA again, and it's actually called the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals Program. Now, this child that Elizabeth Warren is talking about, this illegal child that came here years ago, and she went through college and all this and that, and she said now she's facing deportation. Well, can I ask you guys one thing about this whole DACA deal? They're talking about kids. Most of these kids, they're not kids anymore. Most of these people are up in their 20s, and if they've made it through college and all this and that, why did they not go and become a citizen of this country? Instead of doing all that other stuff, they should have became a citizen. The first thing they should have done if they love our country so much. And the DACA, actually, it wasn't even. It was unconstitutional the way President Obama did it, you guys. And I think if Trump does do it, there's going to be a lot of changes to it.
Actually, Donald, it actually started back in 2006.
Was that before? Yeah, that was before Obama, wasn't it?
That was before Rock.
But it wasn't legislated through the House and the Senate, though, was it?
No,
it was found unconstitutional.
Rock.
Unconstitutional. That's what I always thought it was.
And then Rock signed that executive order in 2009 to have all these kids brought in.
These kids, like I said, the average age is 27 to 35.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are they still doing in school? And, this is bullshit.
Well, they're probably getting free college, Jimmy, and knowing the truth.
Exactly. You know they got free college. They got free dole while they were going to college.
I believe you, and that's the bad thing about it. And why would any American that would want something like that to pay for these kids that are here illegally, brought here by their parents? Why would they want them to stay? Why would they pay for their college?
To compete with their own kids. It makes no sense.
I mean, why can't they go to their own country and do what we're doing and make their own country great? Why don't they want to make their own country great, Jimmy and Chad? Why?
Right, they should go back to their country. They're well educated. They'll make it good in their own country.
You're right.
That's right. And you know, the whole thing about it is you got the cartels and all that stuff over in these other countries. You know,
well, they've got a military though, Chad.
And women in here to have birth to where they can be, you know, their child be American citizens. And I understand, hey, yeah, that's underneath the constitutional rights, but it's still, I mean, to me, it's a Dreamer Act. I mean, it still falls up underneath the Dreamer Act.
Well,
are you talking about anchor babies?
Yeah.
Yeah, anchor babies. That was added on or something that the Congress passed.
That's something what Trump's been talking about, this chain migration.
But that was at a time when we needed people. That's why they did it. It was in like the 1800s.
Well, you guys know that we're still less than 500 million people in this country. You guys know that. We're just like, what, a little over 300 million people that live in this country?
340 million.
That's not many people for as big as country, but we do not need any more diversity in this country. We've got enough, you guys. I swear.
When I was a kid in the 60s, there was 200 million of us.
Oh man, I got statistics in there, guys. I didn't bring them with me about the homeless statistics and our population and everything. It's mind blowing, you guys. It is mind blowing.
Yeah, especially when we're given billions of dollars in foreign aid and we can't even take care of our own. That's what I don't get about these people squawking about food stamps. We finally feed our own, and they're bitching about it.
They're bitching about it. Jimmy, you can sit in your front yard, brother, and you can pass out brand new $100 bills, and I guarantee you somebody would find something to complain about, brother.
Exactly.
If you hung somebody with a new rope, somebody would bitch about it. Well,
yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly.
But did you guys hear? This is my favorite tweet, you guys. I know we talked about this last week about Kim Jong-un telling everybody that he's got a nuclear button on his desk. But our president tweeted back, and he said he's even got a better nuclear button on his desk, one that actually works, you guys. I think that's one of the best tweets I've heard all for the last 2 years.
Yeah, more powerful. That's what I like.
More powerful, yeah.
Yeah,
one that works.
Hey, and it
one that works.
Yeah, you know what I got to say, you guys? I love our president and President Trump. Keep the tweets coming, buddy. Just keep them coming because that tells me
he can seem to do no wrong. I keep wondering. I says, this guy's going to go down one of these days, but he's just invincible. He's the Teflon Don.
The Teflon Don. You said it, man. And well, he's got an ego, Jimmy, and he's just like
right, but he's got a funny ego, and that's what makes him appealing.
And another thing, Jimmy, it keeps the American people informed. They're not, the Trump administration is really transparent, you guys, except when it comes to like what they're going to be doing when it comes to war. Now, President Trump will never say nothing about that. Like,
when it comes to the military, he's not going to show it ahead of time.
Exactly, but with these tweets, he's actually telling the American people everything he's doing, so that makes him a very transparent president. I love it.
Especially when the media, the mainstream media, has got a whole different narrative and trying to tell the public one thing. He's got to come out with the tweets and say, no, this ain't what's happening. This is what's happening.
Well, do you think he just gets pissed off? I just think he's a regular guy. And when somebody says something about him, I think he just gets pissed, you guys, and he lets them have it. He don't care.
He doesn't care. That I know.
He's just a regular guy, and he's gonna let it flow. I mean, he's a Jersey boy. I mean, he's gonna throw the counter punches. He's not gonna let anybody hold him back, and he's been held back a little bit.
Well, you guys, Chad, I hate to cut you off, but I don't
No,
watch
you
this
good,
show.
you good.
I don't watch this show. I don't know. Jimmy might watch it. It's a liberal show. It's called Morning Joe. Have you ever watched that show, Jimmy?
Only what I see on Fox News when they show repeats or whatever.
Well,
Fun of them.
I don't watch
Yeah, when
it,
they make
guys.
fun of them.
I don't watch the Morning Joe, but I was reading about it. Now, they were saying that Trump's tweet about the nuclear buttons is demented and deranged. I think these people on the Morning Joe need to get a life. I'm sick of the Morning Joe show with these people.
They're the ones that are demented and deranged. This
They
he's
did.
not fit for president. I mean, who are these two idiots to judge? They're supposed to be telling you news
Hey.
and facts, and that's not what they're doing.
What about The View, Jimmy? We're in Chad, The View with Whoopi Goldberg and Joy. I can't stand that show.
Oh, I know it. Talk about a waste of people.
Oh God, that's got it. You know what? All them shows they're bad for the country. You guys, stuff like that is bad for our country.
They're all overpaid, fellas.
Can I tell you
Everybody-
I don't know where they get the audience.
CNN,
Where are they broadcasting out of?
MSNBC,
Chicago or
they're all
something?
overpaid.
Chicago, that's a good one, Jimmy. Where they get the audience? You think they
Good
pay
thing,
them?
Jimmy.
You think they pay the audience, Jimmy?
They probably do because you know what I mean. If you're liberal, come on in.
Yeah. We'll pay you $100 to sit in our show and clap when we say something bad about our president.
Yeah, exactly.
But Jimmy, and Chad, the thing in our country anymore is you got half the country that goes around saying he's not my president. He's not my president. I'm gonna tell you guys something about myself. I don't know about you two, but even when Barack Hussein Obama was a president, not one time did I ever say that man was not my president. For one reason, you guys, I didn't vote for him, but for one reason, because I respect the title of the President of the United States and Commander-in-Chief. I didn't like him, I didn't vote for him, but I still have respect for that office. And I not once did I say he was not my president. And I didn't need a teddy bear to cry on either.
I didn't say he wasn't my
neither-
president, but I
neither-
did hate
neither
him from
did I.
day one.
What was you saying, Chad?
But like I said, I sucked it up for 8 years, and these idiots can't even do it for 1 year.
You bit your tongue, didn't you, Jimmy? You just bit your tongue, brother.
Yeah, exactly. Saying, 4 years we'll get another president. Then he gets in again. It's like, you're kidding me.
Oh, God.
Talk
man.
about a double whammy.
You guys, I had good friends that actually voted for that man, and I lost a lot of friends over this election, you guys. I really did.
Yeah, I got people that
Well,
all of
actually-
them voted him in the beginning. None of them voted for him the second time. He got in anyways. Romney.
No, they didn't. If they were your friends supposedly before then, now they're not. They actually weren't you.
Yeah,
You
they
guys-
weren't friends to begin with. If they're going to let politics get in the way.
Jimmy, I know you don't have much love for Mitt Romney, but I did vote for Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan.
So
even
did
though
I.
I did
It was
because
better
I
than
tried to
who the
stop Obama.
alternative. That's
Yes.
why I say it was just. I don't know how they couldn't come up with a candidate.
Oh man, I thought they was going to take it there, but no. I guess everybody was just Obama crazy. And the thing is, everybody said he was our first black president, but they don't ever mention that he's half white. He is
Yeah,
not
I
our
know.
first black president, you
He
guys.
ain't. He's our first mulatto president. He's not the first black president.
And to be honest with you,
That's exactly right.
I think our president now, number 45, I think he had it right when he said Obama was not a citizen of our country, you guys. I believed in Trump when he was saying
He's
that.
not a what?
He's not a citizen of this country.
Oh, I believe it too.
Because, I mean, why did it take him so long to get his birth certificate from Hawaii, from Hawaii? It took him that
And then
long.
why did he say in his own book that he was born in Kenya?
There you go.
You know what I mean? Who's lying?
What was that movement called? The birther movement, the birther thing. That's something.
Yeah,
Trump
the birther
started.
movement or whatever it was to contest his birth certificate.
I still don't think he's a citizen.
I don't either. And I think that's going to go down as the biggest fraud in history.
Well, it'll come out, Jimmy. I think it will come out
It
one
will.
of these days. It will.
Trump
We-
tried to bring it out. He couldn't do it. He may take a second attempt at it when it's easier down the line now that Obama's not here to silence everybody.
Well, he's still working behind the scenes, against our president. Something
He's
that
trying
he
to,
shouldn't be
but he's
doing.
losing power more and more each day, that's for sure. He's making an idiot of himself.
Do you guys think the whole
Yeah.
Democratic Party is losing touch right now with reality?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you look at Joe Biden today. He interviewed him on CNN, which I watched it on Fox on Brett Baer. But they asked him a couple of questions, and he was real slow to answer the question.
Yes,
because that way
censoring his words.
He didn't want to make a mistake, and it come up in 2020.
I never did like him.
Make a run.
I don't know.
Oh, Uncle Joe. No.
I don't see any Democrat in 2020 getting in that's older than 60. You know what I mean? They may run, but they're not going to get in.
Do you think Bernie's going to make another go at it, Jimmy?
Who?
Oh, Bernie Sanders. Think he's going to make another go at president?
But they're going to tear him down this time. He didn't have Trump tearing him down before. You know what I mean? That's why they all thought he could have made it.
He had Hillary tearing him down, actually, and then he went and endorsed him.
Actually backstabbing him. She wasn't even tearing him down. She was doing it with a smile on her face.
And he endorsed her. I mean, what do you think about that?
He paid her. I mean, she paid him somehow.
I think
promised
you're right.
him something.
Oh man, it's been so crooked, guys. But I do believe. I know everybody thinks
Donald. The whole thing about it is they're not in touch with the American people anymore. I mean, a lot of
they
people
never were.
Not gonna get out.
They were in touch with the loony left.
The loony left, the liberal lunatic left, you guys. That's what it is, and they're hell bent on destroying our country, you guys. And I'm just tired of it. I've had enough. That's why I do these radio shows. That's why I speak up. I'm not that prepared tonight because I've been sick, you guys. I'm still down with this stupid, godforsaken flu, you guys. I can't get over it, man. And I apologize to the audience because I can't focus like I used to. When you're sick, you know, you can't focus as good. You know what I'm saying, you guys? And I apologize.
Sound pretty good, mate.
I'm not all with it though. I'm sick. I'm like I said, tonight I'm actually laying here in the bed, you guys. I can't even get my head off the pillow. I mean, it's horrible.
Drink plenty of fluids. That means alcohol.
Well, they've done chest x-rays. You know, when you lay a while, when you get sick, you can set up pneumonia like really easy, Jimmy, when you're doing a lot of laying, you know?
Right.
Yeah, right. It's just bad. But I was reading this, I don't know, it's an independent nonprofit group called Open the Books, and they're exposing the cost of funding the federal workforce. You guys are going to crap when you hear this. According to this group, it costs the taxpayers $1.1 million per minute to fund all the federal workers. Now, this is going to be made into a book called Mapping the Swamp, and I urge everybody to look this up. $1.1 million per minute to fund federal workers in this government. And tell me that ain't a lot of money, you guys.
That's just outrageous. I think Obama doubled the government workers in the 8 years that he's been in. And he put all liberals in there. That's why we're hurting with this deep state. They doubled the amount of people working for the government. And then they put their own in.
That's exactly right.
Well, they don't call it diversity and equal opportunity. No, it's liberals. That's who they stuck in there, and that's what they're trying to call them.
Well, look at these judges, like the Ninth Circuit Court. I mean, Obama filled them up with so many liberal judges, you guys. Our president's going to have a hard time doing anything.
No, they're getting reversed every time they come up with it so far.
I hope they keep reversing
them courts have been there since the beginning of time, and there'll probably be more that when the next one gets in, they'll try it again. Hopefully, when Trump stays in, especially in 8 years, he might get rid of the liberals in the Ninth Circuit.
If he can get in there again, you guys, that's just something I can pray for. And I just hope that the man doesn't get assassinated. That's what I pray for because, I mean, everybody's out to get him. It seems like this, I mean, according to the news and to the media, everybody hates this president. But why is it that he can pack, anywhere he goes, he packs the house with 20 to 30,000 people, and there's thousands of other people outside waiting to get in. You tell me that, and he doesn't have any support. I don't believe any polls. I don't believe any of these things, you guys.
I don't believe the polls either.
It's just crazy. It's our country, and a lot of people out there, they think our country's out to get them. Now, there may be some rogue agents, you guys, in some of these, like the FBI or, I don't know, CIA. There's probably rogue agents, but all in...
Rogue, no, you expanded. They expanded the FBI, they expanded the DOJ, and what they filled them up with was loony lefts, like Stroke. And they, what do they call it when you get a better job or a higher position? They get, you know what I mean? They just got better jobs.
Well, I mean,
and they became more elitist.
Well, I mean, the thing I was trying to say, though, is a lot of people think our government's out to get us, but somewhere in my heart, I still feel like we have the best government on the planet, you guys. I mean, I don't think the government as a whole is a bad government as a whole, you guys.
Considering the swamp, we do have a better government, but we could have a much better government without the swamp.
You're right, Jimmy, without the swamp, and that's why it's very important this year.
The swamp is selling us out to globalism, and it's making a lot more poor people in the United States.
Well, Jimmy, Chad, who is the only people in this country that can actually drain the swamp? It isn't President Trump. Who can drain the swamp? Who has the power to drain the swamp in this country?
It's us, American people.
We the people, you guys.
Exactly.
And this year, 2018, is our time to help our president drain the swamp, and that way we can get our wall built.
Just putting the sunlight on the swamp is going to help dry it up.
There's a lot of lizards, Jimmy, running around Washington right now. A lot of lizards. They need to go, brother.
John McCain didn't get rich because he was a senator. You know what I mean? He got rich because he sold out his seat.
Well, that's another thing I was going to ask you, Jimmy and Chad. These senators and representatives, you guys realize that they really don't do much. I mean, they'll sit there and they'll sign a piece of paper every now and then. Each senator and each congressman, they've actually got a whole staff of people working for them that the taxpayers have to pay for this staff. Now, why don't they cut their staff in half and make these senators and make these representatives earn their money, do their work themselves, and read everything themselves? Half these bills they pass anymore, they don't even read them, you guys. They just sign them. They don't care what they're signing. They're getting paid to sign half this stuff.
They don't want to be known as their hands being dirty. They can drop it off to somebody else at the lower end.
Exactly. They got more staff so that they can blame more people.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably true, Jimmy. They got staff that way they can blame their staff members. But how can we get rid of their staff? I mean, they're not going to vote against getting rid of their staff. You know what I mean?
Not unless we make them pay for their own staff.
Well, that's a good idea,
That
Jimmy.
has been brought up. That's a good point because that has been brought up.
Jimmy, that is a good point. And who's brought this up, Chad? Since Jimmy brought it up.
Well, actually, I can't think of the guy's name, but he's in there with the guys that's in the committees that asked for all the documentations about Hillary's emails. I believe he's a congressman from Texas.
Cruz?
No, it's not Cruz. No.
I mean, we know the president's we know the president has got an administration, but they're there for a reason. These senators and these congressmen, they don't need that big of a staff, you guys. They don't need it. I mean, and like Jimmy said,
they don't need it. I mean, daggum senator gets paid supposedly $174,000 a year. Then you got your congressman gets paid about $130-something thousand a year. You know, and then we're paying for all their little cronies that
right,
paper
exactly.
off.
It's like raising taxes. They just keep going higher and higher with no, ambition to stop.
Jimmy, if you had to guess, how many people do you think work for an average senator? How many staff members do you think are on his staff? 50. You got to be kidding me. 50 people for one senator.
Do you know?
Like I said, if they had to pay for them, it'd be 5.
How many works for a general?
A general?
Do y'all know how many works for a general?
No, I don't.
Jimmy?
No, I don't either.
Okay, well, all his staff, just for one general that comes to where I work at, got me, has 73 staff members that come with him.
I'm shocked. I mean, Jimmy gave a number of 50 people for senator. I am totally shocked, you guys, that our people in this country would actually let a senator sit and let the tax people pay for a staff and to do work that
the
he's supposed to
job
be
they're
doing.
getting paid to do.
To do the job they got sent there to do. You said it, Jimmy. Good saying right there. I'm glad you brought that up. People voted that man in to do that job, but he's letting staff members do his work for him. You don't think they're sitting there typing stuff, you guys. They're not typing anything. All they do is sign something every now and then. That's it,
They couldn't get robots to take their place, so they got the American people to pay for fucking robots to take their place.
Well, you know what? You guys are getting me fired up now. That really makes me mad. 50 people for one senator. 50 people. Unfreaking believable, you guys. What about a congressman? Is it 50 people too for a congressman or woman?
Probably not.
You don't think it's many people for them? I think they're only two.
I think they're the lowest on the totem pole. They only get 2 years per service.
Right. But the thing is, Jimmy, they can keep getting voted in, though. There's no daggone term limits on them.
Right. Exactly. Like Paul Ryan.
Yeah, they just keep on going like the Energizer Bunny. I mean, until they, like Ruth Ginsburg on the Supreme Court we was talking about the other night. No? I mean, I don't even think that Supreme Court justices should be a lifetime position, you guys. I mean,
well, there should be a limit on it as far as senility goes. Look at Ruth Bader Ginsburg. You know, she can't even stay awake during any of the goddamn trials.
You're right, and how is she supposed to make decisions in our country?
You know what I mean? She's probably wearing diapers. It makes no sense. So you're still a justice. You obviously don't have all your faculties there.
You're right, Jay. What was you saying, Chad? I'm sorry, man.
I mean, you and Jimmy getting fired up. I mean, it's kind of comical. I just want to laugh.
Well, Jimmy gave me that number of 50 people.
At her, I mean, she's just like,
she's a Walking Dead, you guys.
On the bench.
You ever see the movie that shows The Walking Dead? I mean, is this what we got making the most important decisions in our country? Is somebody that's almost dead? Really? I mean,
you mean like Pelosi?
Pelosi. Oh, there's another one. And we'll say it again. Pocahontas. I cannot stand that Elizabeth Warren. She is the embodiment. When I think of a liberal, I see her face, you guys. I see this woman's face.
Well, what about Chuck Schumer? Come on, really?
He's worse than Pelosi because he actually believes what he's saying.
He's a female Pelosi. I mean, he's a male Pelosi is what he is. He's a male Pelosi.
He is. Pelosi doesn't believe what she's saying. He does.
Well, they should be married, you guys.
Pelosi don't really know what she's saying because she's on so many prescriptions. Schumer, he just wearing Pelosi's panties, so.
Maxine Waters, she's another one that don't even remember who president is.
Jimmy, why did you mention her name, man? You just ruined my night. You just made me sicker, Jimmy. You just had to mention good old Maxine Waters. You just had to do it, Jimmy. Thank you for ruining my night, sir. Thank you.
I would vote for her again.
Oh, president. I'm sure you did vote for Maxine Waters, Jimmy. Oh yeah.
I don't doubt it. She runs. You know what's going to happen in 2020? It's only going to be Trump and a few Republicans. It's going to be 17 Democrats running.
Now, wait a minute now. Trump is the incumbent, so there'll be no other Republicans, will they? I mean, he's the incumbent, correct?
Yeah, no.
There'll be a few.
I thought that he already got the position. I mean, he don't have
Mark
to go
Cuban.
No.
Mitt Romney might run again.
Not as a Republican, though, right? I mean, because the incumbent is a guy that he don't have to go through the primaries again. Trump sits back, and only people who go through the primaries in 2020 will be the Democrats. The Democrats, I mean.
No, Trump's still got to go through the primaries.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. It's like starting all over again. Oh, he's got a better reputation and 4 years of experience.
Well, I mean, let's go back then to Obama's second term when he was running against Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan. There was nobody running against Obama, was there?
There was no, they weren't running against Obama. They were running against Romney, and that was the media. The media made him look like an idiot. On his, he didn't debate well at all.
Well, I always
when
thought
he was telling the truth about Russia being the next person, the next nation that's going to be the one you got to watch, they all laughed at him.
You guys better look that up because I'm pretty sure that no other Republican gets to run in 2020. That Trump is solely the incumbent.
Kasich will run. He'll run.
Kasich, now, he's ruined himself here in Ohio. He has ruined himself.
Graham will probably run again. He's noted for it, even though he keeps getting 1%.
Kasich, I don't even think he can become dog catcher in this state again. You guys.
Exactly. He may be dog catcher in Ohio, but that's about it.
I don't think we want him here in Ohio, Jimmy. We don't even want him as dog catcher. I'm afraid
he's got the balls to call himself a Republican. That's what's more disgusting than anything else.
He's not a Republican, though, Jimmy. You know that. He invited all the illegals to come to our state. I mean, thank you, Mr. Kasich.
Why doesn't he just say he's a Democrat?
He should, you guys, because he is no Republican, and I don't think he'll go anywhere. He may try, but he's sure not going to succeed in anything.
He won't succeed. You're right, but he'll try because it's free.
He has destroyed his political career, you guys. In my book, he has. I don't know anywhere else. I mean, he may try to become wasn't he already a senator or something like that once before, though?
He might have gave Romney a run for his money if he ran against him in 2012, but that's about it.
Well, I guess you guys have heard about Planned Parenthood here recently, haven't you? You know Planned Parenthood, our country's largest provider of abortions, right? You guys know that they closed 32 of their facilities in 2017. The American people are fed up with abortion, you guys. Now, back in 1995, there was actually 938 facilities. Now they're down to 597 facilities. I think that's pretty good, you guys. I think we're getting better on that.
Either that or just consolidating. You know what I mean?
Leave it up to you, Jimmy, to say they're consolidating, man.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Why have so many clinics when you only need this many clinics?
I got you.
That way, just have to double the output. That's all.
Double the output. I didn't even think of it that way, Jimmy. There's not an abortion clinic on every corner.
Right. Let me bring this up, Rock, if y'all don't mind.
Well, yeah,
you know about
my show. This is Jimmy's show. I'm sorry.
Well, anyway, Jimmy, if you don't mind, I need to bring something
Go right ahead.
Y'all know about Antifa, right?
Yes, sir.
Antifa, yeah.
Anti-fascist, but it's actually fascist. They're socialists.
They are socialists, yes.
I'm not going to give the radio show that it came out on, but it's a highly rated conservative talk radio show. Anyway, and they are now pronounced as a terrorist group. It passed back 2016 at the end of September 2016.
What, that it's a terrorist organization, Antifa is?
That is correct.
Well,
the one in the U.S. or outside the U.S.?
Yeah, no, inside the U.S.
Wow.
What about the Black Lives Matter? Are they considered a terrorist organization?
They should be.
They should be, but I hadn't heard anything on that one.
Well, you guys know that Obama and Hillary had the Black Lives Matter right in the White House endorsing them. I mean, and here they're out here.
Yeah.
I just don't get it, you guys. There's a lot of things I don't get anymore. I mean, there's just so much going on in this country. Our two shows can't cover everything that's going on. I mean, it'd almost take 4 shows a night to tell everybody everything that's going on in this country. When is the good things going to come along that we can talk about that's going on in our country? When are we going to hear that we're helping our veterans and everybody's eating good and everybody's got good jobs? I mean, why is it always bad stuff for you guys? Why? This is America, you guys.
Whenever the fake news media gets off the freaking air.
I will tell you,
Jimmy, one good thing.
There's a problem with this country, and something's going to snap. It's got to, because we're
going to snap
taught.
big time.
Well, you guys, our country has endured many problems in the past and will endure many problems in the future. But one good thing that's going on right now in our country, and this is probably a little bit old, but I don't care. Now, a lot of the American companies, they're announcing their intentions to raise wages. They're going to start distributing bonuses, and they're going to start investing in their communities, after President Trump signed these new tax cuts, this tax bill.
That's why he's going to get in 2020. The economy's going to be so fucking booming. You know what I mean? And everything's going to be going well. Everything's going to come in. He's doing it in the right order. You know what I'm saying? So the taxes booms the economy. The economy's going to boom something else.
Well, Jimmy, why does people complain when they think here's what I've heard the liberals complain about. Oh, he's just helping the wealthy and he's helping the big corporations. Do they not understand that you have to help the corporations, Jimmy? You have
to get jobs.
To make jobs. But they don't understand that.
Well, they
Jimmy.
keep calling it trickle down and they keep saying it don't work. It worked in Reagan, it worked before Reagan, and it's going to work after Trump. It always will.
You're right, and you can't attack the rich neither, Jimmy. I've been saying it, and I've been saying it. You cannot attack the rich.
Right, attack the rich till there are no rich no more.
Yeah, you're right. And you guys, the Democratic Party, I don't think it was always this bad, you guys. Look back at World War II. Franklin Roosevelt and Harry Truman. I mean, Harry Truman actually dropped two atomic bombs on Japan. I don't think the Democrats will do anything like that anymore this day and time. I mean, they changed, you guys. No. It's not the Republicans. The Democrats have changed.
Yeah, they did.
They got evil.
Reagan said, I didn't leave the Democratic Party. They left me.
Yeah, Jimmy, you was telling me that Reagan was a Democratic governor of California.
Yes, he was.
And see, I didn't know that until you told me. I mean, I appreciate you telling me. I didn't know he was a Democrat at one time. And even our president now, he used to be a Democrat. Donald Trump was a Democrat.
Yes, he did. Well, he fought both sides, but he was mostly a Democrat. You're right.
And wasn't he also an independent there for a little bit? Guys?
I don't know about anything about that, but all I know is that when he was a Democrat, everybody loved him. As far as the people on The View, Winfrey and all them, they all loved him.
Oprah loved him.
Seen the chance to run. Once he seen the chance to run on a Republican ticket, they all turned against him.
I don't know. There's just so much going on. One of these days, though, I want to have a show where I can just talk about good things going on in our country instead of all the bad things going on. And it just kills me, you guys. That's why I like asking you guys questions about why. Because you guys, I still haven't figured it out yet. Why would somebody want to vote in people to take away their freedoms? Why would somebody want to vote in people that's going to hurt their grandchildren in the future? I just don't get it, you guys. If you guys can help me, help everybody else out there in the country and around the world understand it, I would love it if you guys could explain it.
Democrats thrive on chaos, and that's what they try to cause. So that makes them look better. Well, we got a solution for this chaos, which is never right. All that does, just like I said, is make more people poor. You know what I mean?
Yes, Jimmy, and you can look at the basics. I'm sorry, Chad. I'm sorry. I keep butting in on you, buddy.
Another thing that goes along with what Jimmy's saying is Democrats, they give you false hope. These people today, as far as the millennials and even the old timers, they're still living on false hope and false dreams. They don't look moving forward.
Right, like diversity is false hope.
Exactly, Jimmy. Exactly.
Well, Jimmy, you and Chad both of you. Let's just look at the smallest basics between the Democrats and the Republicans. And you can, I don't know why anybody in the country can't figure it out. First thing, the Republicans. What are they for? Smaller government. What are Democrats for? Big government. What are Republicans do? They're for smaller taxes. What do liberals want to do? They want to raise taxes. So why, again, I want to ask this question, why would anybody vote for big government and higher taxes? I just don't get it.
Neither do I, but 20% of the population do. And then the media gets another 20% by brainwashing them.
And Jimmy, the thing is, too, about this electoral college vote, the Democrats are fine as long as they're winning. with the electoral college vote. But as soon as they lose that electoral college vote, what do they want to do? They want to tear it down, brother. Tear it down.
Right, and then that would
Okay,
tear down the country.
well,
That'd be the beginning of tearing down the country, is getting rid of the electoral vote.
You're right.
Because now only 3 states would be in charge of what goes on instead of 50.
Name those 3 states, Jimmy. I know you can. California's one
New
of them. Name the other
York,
2.
California, and Rhode Island. You got Connecticut.
I was thinking
Chicago.
Illinois. I was thinking Illinois too. That's a big blue state, you know. You know, Chicago's in Illinois, correct?
The thing about big government is the bigger the government gets, we're just small legs and they crush us at any time.
Right, it's
Big
like
thing
a
about
snowball effect.
That's exactly right. If you got smaller government, then the people have more to say of the eggs where which batch they go into. Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense, but I don't know. I'm not even lighting up here. Can you guys hear me? But
Yeah,
I thought it was all meant where the states has got more power than the government, though. But the liberals want the government to have the more power. So I don't know who left. I think Jimmy just left. There he is. Jimmy, don't leave us, buddy. We missed you, Jimmy. We were lonely without you.
All I did was switch boxes.
Okay, I'm just joking with Jimmy, but what we got here, you guys? I'm gonna have to get off here. I am so sick, but Jimmy, Chad, it's always nice to get on here and talk with you guys. I love talking to the people out there listening to Armed Radio, and I want to wish everybody. I want to pray for everybody out there. I hope they have good health. I hope nobody catches this godforsaken flu that's going around. And Jimmy, I hope you get your water fixed pretty soon, buddy. Okay.
I will.
But it's been a pleasure, Jimmy, and thank you for having me on Pot Talk again, buddy. It's a pleasure,
Not
buddy.
a problem. Thank you very much for coming on.
Well, I'll see you guys Tuesday night on All Aboard, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, you guys.
That's right, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Donald.
All right, remember our group. Remember our Facebook group, Trump 2020 exclamation point, and don't forget that Jimmy and Paul, they have their own group now too, Pot Talk. So look them up, and I'll see you guys later. God bless everybody. Bye, you guys.
Take care, Donald.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care, buddy.
All right, we got about 6 minutes. He said he wanted
What
to
do you wanna
talk
talk
about
about,
some happy things that are going on in the country. So I got one with
What?
Donald Trump expanded offshore drilling, which is another reason
Yes,
in
he
2020 when people are only paying $1.25 for gas, that'll be a reason to
That
vote
is
for
correct.
Donald Trump. You know, I mean,
That's
not only
exactly
that, we
right.
got the
And,
economy that's booming.
Man,
So-
I mean, another 150,000 jobs just added yesterday. Really?
And you know
I
what's
mean-
good about this is not one Democrat voted for the tax cut, but yet it's going to make this country
That's
great,
right.
and
I mean,
they're not going to take no
we
credit
hit-
for
we
it
hit it.
whatsoever.
That's exactly right. I mean, we hit a all-time high. The stock market. I know you don't have any stocks. I don't have any stocks, but still, it works good if you got a 401k or a pension. We hit an
Right.
all-time high at 25,000. I believe this joker before the end of the year is up. It's going to go over 30,000.
Well, that's what he said. He can do another 5,000.
I believe he can. I mean, this man's on a mission. And that's
He's
what
a
people do.
businessman
They
running
don't-
a country, and this is what happens.
And that's why he was elected by 63+ million people.
Right?
I mean, they've been. I mean, look at Iran. How these people are starving, and all these other countries that don't have.
And they're
anything
giving
like
billions
this.
to Hezbollah and Yemen.
Yeah, and I mean, they're giving the money. We're not now. We're not now, but back in the old administration and past administration, they give all this money to all these countries that hate us Americans. I don't care if you're an American or a Christian. I mean, if you say U.S. of A., they want to kill you.
Exactly. They don't care if you're Jewish, Catholic, or anything else.
No, they don't care, and that's the thing about it. But the good thing about talk shows like this right here and All Aboard, the Trump train thing, it's all about free speech. You know, I mean, it's just like the book, the Fire and Fury, Steve Bannon. Got me? All this stuff that's coming out, I mean, is it really true or is it not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it sounds like truth to me.
When you get fired from a job, people get pissed off. Hey, if I do something to get fired, am I going to be pissed off at the person that fires me? No, because I've done something stupid.
Right. Natural feeling.
So, exactly. You know, I've never done anything to get personally fired for. You know, I try to do whatever my boss asks me to do every day, and that's what I do. Whether I think it's right or wrong, but I still do it. But no, I got so high regards for our 45th president, Donald J. Trump. I really do. And I think this economy is, I mean, we're already seeing, what is it, 3.1?
Yeah.
You know, on the economic growth.
They're saying we're going to get 3/4 of that, and they haven't seen that since in 13 years. That's before Obama.
That's right.
It was during the Bush.
Okay, then you got back in, the way the stock market's going right now. I don't recall it ever breaking 17,000 with Obama.
No, not at all.
You know, so, Donald J. Trump's done a lot of big things.
The economy crashed when Bush was president, 2007, 2008. And then when Obama came in.
That is correct.
He could have made the economy a hell of a lot better if he didn't put so many regulations or try to choke them. But he was a deterrent to jobs and just refused to listen.
Okay, well, all right. Well, being that you said exactly what you just said, think about all the people up there in New England. Got me? Up there where the windmills are. Got me?
We got about 30 seconds.
Up in that area? All right, anyway, they have no power right now because of the blizzard.
Right.
So what are they doing? They're bringing back coal. They're having to heat off of coal. So what does that tell you? The windmills don't always turn round and round.
But they don't.
So
just like the sun don't always shine either.
That's exactly right. When you got solar panels, they don't always heat up down, do they? They don't charge everything.
Right.
So, but anyway.
All right, we're gonna go.
It's been
Chad,
great.
I thank you for coming on.
Right.
I'll see you Tuesday on Donald Show, all aboard, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Armed Radio. And we'll see you folks next week. Take care.
Take care, everybody.
I was young, I was foolish, I was angry, I was fun, I was charming, I was lucky.